Hi, I'm Dr. Barbara Blackburn, author of about 40 books, international speaker, former teacher, consultant, and professor, and a top 30 global guru. And today we're going to be talking about a challenge that all teachers face. What do you do when you have students who are absent from class? It's really hard, particularly if you have several students who are absent, just trying to manage when they're absent, how long they're absent, what they're doing. And I had a teacher who said, I solved all that problem. I just dumped everything in Google Docs and they could get what they need. Well, here's the problem. Some students don't have access at home to Google Docs. Some students don't want to access what they miss, so they just don't. So we need to find some other ways that we can control. So we're going to start by just talking about how do you provide the assignments they missed. And the first, and this was so important to me as a teacher, is to have a common location for assignments. Whatever that is, to have a common location so that when students come in, they know where to go. Particularly with middle and high school, when I moved from an elementary school to a middle school, using a binder and color coding the work so they can get access to it is much, much more effective. Tying it to their agendas. If they leave their agenda at school, actually putting it in their agenda so they have it. For elementary students, I saw this idea from a teacher, a second grade teacher, which was great. She had student mailboxes and she used it for just putting in positive notes and things like that. But she absolutely used it for work when students were absent. So everything went in a mailbox, and when the students came in, they could check their mailbox. If they were sending work home, like with a neighbor, then they could actually just grab the work and be able to send it. The other thing is if people are going to go on a trip. I mean, I know this happened one time. My dad took us on a trip, he and my mom did, and have it in a folder so that you can go ahead and get it prepared for them in advance. That's also really helpful. Now, that takes care of assignments, but that doesn't solve all the problem. I mean, because they've missed your instruction. So, what do you do about that? Well, some teachers will video their presentations. Um, that works better in some classes than others. It works better in some grade levels than others. But if you video yourself, then you can post that so that they can see that and be able to do that, or you can send it home if you need to with the computer. Again, you've got to be real careful with the technology options that students actually have the technology available. So that's just a real, real big caution there. Um, Sometimes what you can do, I tend to find this a little bit more so at the middle and high school. Doesn't mean it's not true at elementary level, but I have seen more examples at middle and high school, is to find a YouTube video of somebody presenting something that is very close to what you presented. So they can watch that instead. And that just gives you another option. You may provide them some written materials, some things they can read that cover what you were doing. So it may be that you used an article to teach a class. You didn't give that article to the students, but you used it to do the teaching. You could have them read that. And that's a really important piece. Another piece that's real helpful is once they return to class, pair them up with someone who had mastered the content and do a little mini teach session from the other student. You do have to be careful that you're not having them miss current instruction, but that can be helpful. Um, you may find when they return that you need to do a tiered group, that you've got 6 students who either missed or just didn't understand what you were doing. So you need to reteach that content. You can use that with absentee students. And then where you can, do some one-on-one time with students. Now, that's a lot, and not every one of those strategies will work with every one of your students, but it gives you a variety to choose from so that you can find something that will be effective. Now, if you like what we just saw, then I want you to like us, but I really want you to subscribe to us if you like what you've seen. I mean, that's really important. And most importantly, I would love to hear your ideas for how you help absentee students make up their work. And I'd love for you to put that in the comments so that I can see them, read them, and then respond to them.